So the end of round 13, Americans gearing up for sending more units. It's going to be on these French transport, of which there's 3 of them, because they only have 1 transport there. You got a stack of 5 transports here, just outside of Spain, and a couple in the Mediterranean. They did not take Marseille back, but there's 5 units there. Another stack of 8 over here in Spain, and their large stack that is about to disappear in Tuscany. They decided to move the fighter to Rome, hoping that they can have more than 1 fighter when the time comes to have to face the Austrians' 4 fighters, rather than to move it all the way up here. Yes, it would be helpful up there, but that would leave Rome with nothing. So we've got another fighter coming over here. The British did buy a fighter on their round. It's a little too far away. And they transported a couple infantry here, hoping to keep Greece as an allied area where they can gather units, gearing up for another attack against Constantinople. Of course, the British will be a big part of that if they can get their units back up there. So in round 14, Austrians, for the 2nd round in a row, are buying all infantry and artillery. They are attacking Tuscany again. They will have air superiority. They are sending 1 infantry into Piedmont and the 5 others there back into Tuscany while transporting 2 more. And nothing down here. They will attack into Constantinople to get rid of these last 2 units. And that will be the Austrian turn. So here in round 14 of Axis&Allies 1914, the Austrians were successful and they took Tuscany, wiping out all the American units and 1 infantry of the Italians that was there. The Austrians retain 13 infantry there. So almost assuredly they're going to attack Rome next round. The Italians will get about 5 more infantry on their turn to stack in, giving them about 15 infantry, and the Americans can transport who knows how many. I mean, there's 5, 6, 7, and a fighter potentially pulling something from here. We'll see what they do. But the Austrians are resurgent here. They've been knocking on the wall over there for a while, and then they took out the last remaining British troops in Constantinople so they could turn around. They only moved a single infantry to Romania, Serbia, stopping the French from moving somewhere else. The Russians, of course, are out of the game due to the revolution, and the Germans, using Russian units, are purchasing 11 infantry, a couple artillery, a tank, and a fighter. We have somewhat given up on our naval strategy. We were going to attack Sea Zone 9. I felt pretty confident about it. But man, they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 subs themselves for the Allies, plus their 3 battleships and all the mines. It just doesn't serve a purpose. So the Germans could move their subs up and around and try that submarine warfare. But I just don't see the advantage in doing that. Just stopping the Allies from moving into that sea zone is the most important thing. And as soon as you move out, you leave yourself more vulnerable. So the Germans are going to, I guess I didn't put up my markers, did I? Let's see. They are going to attack back into Picardy with everything there. They are going to send in units into Switzerland, into Lorraine, and how many they're going to send in, I'm not entirely sure. 2, 3, whatever's there in Lorraine is going to be split up, or rather Alsace, whatever's there in Alsace, is going to be split up between Switzerland and Lorraine, these units. And then, of course, the one here will move into Switzerland. That fighter will also take part in going over here, which gives them 5 fighters to see if they can get air superiority with that by destroying one of the Allied fighters. And if they do, that is going to make it a difficult decision for the American fighter here transporting to Rome or over to help the Allies. If the Germans have an overwhelming victory here, that could give the Central Powers a huge advantage, being that Rome is under threat, Constantinople is no longer under threat. So it feels like the Central Powers are in control at this point, and we'll see what this battle does after this.